That is why I was never distracted in 2022. I saw 2026 coming in 2022 and 2023. I knew it that your Messiah of 2022 and 20 is going back to his senior brothers and sisters in the structure of criminality. And now they have used him to mold pillar there. You understand? If you want to use the biblical word for it, your Messiah is supposed to have turned to a pillar of salt by now. Yes, because he looked back. And you don't, if you are honest and you are going to the promised land, you are leaving Sodom and Gomorrah, you don't look back. But your Messiah has not only. My take is public. Nigeria must have a clean break from the past. The people you call opposition leaders are the people who destroyed Nigeria. They are the people who put Nigeria where it is today. I know their names. Atiku, David Mark. Let me tell you why David Mark is very interesting. In 1984, my father bought an almanac and put on the wall in my village, Kiribo in Ondo State. Of all the military administrators, David Mark was the military administrator of Niger State, 1984. In 2026, David Mark is the chairman of a political party. I am also a chairman of a political party, 2026. In 1984, I was in class 3, secondary school. In 2026, I'm 55 years old. You still expect such a person to hold on to your future in Ibadan in 2026. What happened to all the young people in the country? Nigerian elders are the most selfish in the world.
Driving us on reverse gear.
They cannot offer you anything, but they will never allow you to progress. If they were not selfish and wicked, what stops them from stepping back and even becoming the moderators and the MC at an opposition meeting of people who are in their 40s and 50s, majority of the country? I was invited by them. They wrote me a letter. When I saw the name of Jerry Ghana there, I said, what is wrong with Nigeria? Jerry Ghana to be chairman of an event. The person is the convener. The person was supposed to be chairman who didn't show up was Obasanjo at the age of 90. Come on now, how are you choking a country like this? And everybody is pretending like, oh, the opposition people met. What are they opposed to? The people who destroyed your country. David Mark was the guy who said telephone is not meant for the poor when he was communication minister. He was a Senate president for 8 years in this country. He was the one when he was military officer who said Abiola cannot be sworn in after he won an election. Atiku was vice president for 8 years in this country. ASU went on strike. They refused to pay ASU. They went and set up their own universities. Him and Obasanjo. Who else was at the meeting? There's nobody in that meeting that should not be in prison. Yes, most of the elders. Yeah, I'm telling you. They destroyed this country. So, but you know, the biggest problem is not even them. It's the young people whose only aspiration is to become special assistants. That is their biggest ambition. And there's another more dangerous ambition now, is to become an influencer to the people who destroyed Nigeria. So they want to be shunning out lies. Oh, you did not go to the this thing, they didn't invite you. Even if they don't invite me, I still will have an opinion about the meeting.
Exactly.
Because it's my future, it's my country that is at stake.
Exactly.
You understand? Oh, you are working for APC. Who can work for APC more than Babashola Olawa? Was he not in APC? Is Aregbesola not in APC? Is Amechi not was
founding member?
Is Malami was Malami not in APC? Is El-Rufai not in APC?
The founding members.
So in their own hypocrisy, they want to bamboozle people and say, oh, Sowore is supporting APC. So when do you start hating APC? Is it now that you start hating them when your major sponsors in your ADC are APC? They were not APC of 2015, they're APC of 2023. Yes, some of them are still in APC, even as we speak.
Exactly.
So you think you can fool us by claiming? It was the same thing I was telling you guys last week. I mean, when the last time we were here, when you say, oh, you criticize Alesoti because he's fighting against Tinubu. Alesoti is going to have a Labour Party primary convention in Aba, they don't have a presidential candidate. Their presidential candidate is Tinubu. So who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? Soludo's presidential candidate of ABGA is Tinubu. So who are you fooling? The guy in Imo, his presidential candidate is Tinubu. The guy in Enugu, his presidential candidate is Tinubu. Even your Labour Party candidate of last time, when we were telling you that he went to rent Labour Party, he now doesn't even have a party per se, because Atiku is the owner of ADC. But he doesn't want to tell you that he's fighting for vice presidency, and vice presidency is not even available. They're giving it to Austin Okai from Kogi State. You know. But they will be fooling you so that when they take their next very dishonest decisions, you will help them to justify it. Let me put it to you, all of you who are here. In 2022-23, what was the Atikus of this world described as? What was Malami described as? What was Amechi described as to you? Structures of criminality. And you went and joined them and said that it's because you are related to Jesus, that Jesus likes prostitutes and he likes tax collectors. But ask yourself, when Jesus intervened on behalf of prostitutes, did Jesus Christ carry the prostitute home to go and sleep with?
Never.
So these heretics is to help us justify why we should be driven to the corner of destruction from time to time and to be distracted. That is why I was never distracted in 2022. I saw 2026 coming in 2022 and 2023. I knew it that your Messiah of 2022 and 20 is going back to his senior brothers and sisters in the structure of criminality. And now they have used him to mold pillar there. You understand? If you want to use the biblical word for it, your Messiah is supposed to have turned to a pillar of salt by now. Yes, because he looked back. And you don't, if you are honest and you are going to the promised land, you are leaving Sodom and Gomorrah, you don't look back. But your Messiah has not only, I'm talking about Peter, he has not only looked back, he wanted to carry, he has gone back to doing what they were doing in Sodom and Gomorrah, which is the structure of criminality. We refuse to be part of Sodom and Gomorrah, and because they always use the Bible, we are saying we are not going back to Egypt. All right, but in traveling to the promised land, we also don't want to spend 40 years instead of 40 days. We want to march down there in 40 days. That's our position now. Yes. Mention to you that Messiah was that not the guy I told you look back, and he has now turned to a pillar of salt, and they are just licking him in the ADC. Anybody in Nigeria, and I want to make it clear, everybody has a right to choose whichever political party they want to support. You see, where I have problem with them is them saying that if you don't support them, you don't love Nigeria. Whereas the people they told you are bad, they are back in bed with them. It's the hypocrisy that we are addressing. Otherwise, whether you are city boy, village boy, you are blind or you can see, you have one eye, you have one leg, you have one patch eye, you have one hand, you are entitled to support whomever you want. Our preference is that you support the only revolutionary party in the country, the African Action Congress. That's our own preference, but we can't prevent you from supporting. You can support any pair you want. That don't disturb us, but don't tell Nigerians that they should not support some people because they are structures of criminality, when in fact you are part and parcel of the structure of criminality. We are not engaging in wrestling. We are taking power, we are taking our country back. Because when you start discussing wrestling, you are discussing violence. This is not a violent takeover. Almost all Nigerians have come to the conclusion that it is time for power to change hands and do so in the right direction. That's why our party, the AAC, African Action Congress, the only revolutionary party established in 2018, and has been different from any other party. That's the only party that I have belonged to since I joined partisan politics. Is ready to take the country to the promised land. You are ridiculously sending me. Very ridiculous. So by next week, we'll make it clear on the day that we'll go against them. And it's not MTN alone. It's Airtel, Glo, Nine Mobile. All of them are guilty, but MTN is the most guilty. They are the biggest.